Hi, my name is Bree and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to be able to talk about Colleen Hoover, and I want to talk about why she is so problematic and why I cringe every time I see her name, and every time I see her book I want to just tip the table over. But before we jump into today's video, I'm going to be posting a vlog. I challenged myself to read 100 pages a day for a whole week. So this vlog will hopefully go live on Saturday. So today's Thursday, I'm posting a video Thursday, this video Thursday, and then I'm going to post that one on Saturday. So it's 2 videos in 1 week. You're welcome. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So unfortunately, I own 2 of her books. I have November 9 and Confessed. I have not read Confessed, and I am more than likely not, because I was just so traumatized after reading November 9. I read this book maybe about less than a year ago now. I don't exactly remember, but you know, like, I didn't really know much about Colleen Hoover then when I picked it up, and I wasn't really part of the book community on online on social media, so I had no idea what was going on. Like, I heard things circulating about her, that she was just like a really horrible writer and that like her books are like really problematic, but like I honestly didn't see the issues, or more like I didn't want to look it up. But I unfortunately should have looked it up, because this book like really traumatized me from picking up another Colleen Hoover book. And I bought Confessed at the same time I bought November 9, but I read this book and then I was like, yeah, I'm not reading this book. I should probably get rid of this, preferably burn it, but I kind of want to see how bad this book is, but like I'm not in the mental state to read this yet, so maybe we'll check it out later. I don't know. It's a big maybe, and I'm leaning more towards no. So don't expect a book review from this. I want to talk about November 9th. So in the synopsis on the back it says, Fallon meets Ben, an aspiring novelist, the day before her scheduled cross-country move. Their untimely attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben had always thought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same day every year, until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben had been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of their ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon, and simultaneously his novel, be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? So I just want to say, like, it sounds so good. Like, I love the original concept of it. It was just like, I mean, like, it's just, like, Ben was writing a novel on like a true life event in his life of meeting this girl. Like, every year on November 9th would be when they would meet up and spend the day together and all that stuff. But it just takes like a super weird turn. Ben is honestly just so gross. Like, he's just reminded me of like a misogynist boy, like little boy that just never really grew up to be a man. And there were several aspects of this book that just got really weird, especially when I'm trying to remember this from like when I last read this like almost a year ago now, so if I get the details wrong, like, correct me in the comments. But pretty sure Ben's older brother died, and he ended up dating Ben, like, he ended up dating the older brother's wife and taking care of their kid or something like that, rather than being with Fallon, which that was really weird to me. And then another thing too, like, there was like the one time when Fallon was at the club and she ended up like running into Ben there, and like it was just very like, I know Colleen Hoover edited the book, and originally in like before she edited it out, there was a sexual assault scene in here, and that which like the club scene was originally that scene in the closet. But even after editing it out, like it still felt very wrong to me. Like, I don't know, it was just so weird, and then it was so bizarre with the plot twist, which was where like Fallon had like all these burn scars and stuff from like when the house, like her house was on fire when she was younger, and turned out that Ben was the one that actually caused the fire at the house and didn't tell her till like later on in the story. He just like got like he was just like weirdly obsessed with Fallon. Just meeting every day on that year and like writing a love story on it, and then also having a love story in real life about that. I mean, that idea is so cute. I mean, you can totally write a rom-com about that, but not whatever this is. And I don't know if it's classified as fiction on the back here, but like, you know, I see her book in the romance section, and if you know anything about any of other Colleen Hoover books, they have like abusive relationship aspect to it. Like, the man is like typically like a misogynist, and he typically like abuses the women, and he like thinks it's all about him, and like he objectifies women. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but that is not love. That is not love. That's not romance. That's just outright abuse. And the fact that teenagers are reading Colleen Hoover, that scares me, because it scares me like that they might think, oh my god, this is romance. This is how a guy is supposed to treat me. Like, no, girl. Like, no. Colleen Hoover boys are not the type of men that you want to date. Like, they're not even men. They're boys. They're childish. They're missing brain cells. Oh man. This video is just going to turn into a rant video with me going on a rant on how much I hate just Colleen Hoover and the men she writes. And even the women too. Like, she makes them so like, I don't know how to describe it. Just like makes these women like just fall in love with these guys. Like, no, like, that's not love. It's not love. Not love. Abuse is not love. Abuse is not love. I'm like getting so triggered. And it just really bothers me that it's like in the romance section at Barnes & Noble, like I said, and at Target, like I see the romance books in the romance section, even in like where like the teen and like YA books are, there's like Colleen Hoover right next to it, at least in my Target. And it's just really upsets me how close they are, because like it's almost like they're marketing like Colleen Hoover books towards teenagers and young adults, and think they're right there, they're gonna pick them up. And especially with Colleen Hoover being all over on Book Talk on TikTok, and just like people just being like, oh, this is so good, it's gold. No, honey, it's not gold. It's the opposite of gold. It's the opposite of gold. Like, I get people want to read books where there's no happy ever after, there's no like issues in a romantic relationship. I get that. But it should not be for teenagers, should not be for young adults. It should be towards are mature enough to handle it, not are mature enough to know like this is not how you want your real life relationship to be. And I just think young teenagers and like even younger adults, I would not give this to like my 18-year-old self. I just would not. I mean, I'm 24 and I'm still disgusted by what goes on in this book. But like, I wouldn't give it to an 18-year-old. I wouldn't give it to a 19-year-old. Maybe a 20-year-old. Maybe 21. But that's really pushing it, because you know I'm in college, so I see how like people who are like 18, 19, 20, 21, how they're thinking, and they're still immature, and it would worry me to give them something like a book like this. This is something more like for an adult, like an older, like 20-year-old and up. Not like, I wouldn't give it to anyone younger, honestly, than like 20, and that's pushing it. That's really pushing it. But enough about November 9 because I'm tired of holding it in my hand. I feel like my hands are like, I need to go wash my hands. And like I should probably get rid of it off of my book. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it off my bookshelf. Like I'm gonna put something else there instead. I mean, I have like literally a whole big bag of books here. I don't know, my thing up there. I got it on top. I had a whole big bag here of books filled to the top that I could put on my shelf instead. Oh my god, and I forgot I even have this little bag here on a recent book that I bought. But yeah, I have like another bag here. So like this stuff can actually go on my shelf. That's more worthy of holding a spot. But I was watching this video the other day where a reviewer talked about one of her newer books. It was like in the Maybe series. I think it was like that Maybe book before like Maybe actually happened. And just like some of the clips that she put in there, oh my god, it was just like talking about like the guy. It was like the book was written in the guy's point of view, and it was just like the woman would be sharing like that she had a bad day at work because she worked at like a place, I think it was Hooters or similar to a place like Hooters, and like men were like grabbing her and like staring at her boobs and grabbing her ass and stuff, and she was like, she was like venting about it, that like, oh, like I feel like an object and men die, like stuff like that. And the male main character was just like, oh my god, like she's ranting to me about this, like I don't want to hear this, like what? And then later on when they're like making out and stuff and she doesn't want to like continue more like sexual like stuff with him, he like kind of forces her to, like that sexual thought, that's rape. And it's just so disgusting how she keeps adding these themes in her book. So allegedly Colleen romanticized abused, and one of her sons, who is over 18, I just forget exactly how old he is, he ended up getting in touch with a girl who is under the age of 18. If I remember correctly, she is only 15. And they were like, like being inappropriate for someone who is over 18 and someone who's under 18, like that predatory stuff. And so the girl, she reached out to Colleen to let her know about her son and like what was going on, and she blocked her. Colleen blocked this girl. So that really rubbed me the wrong way, considering especially about the kind of book that she writes. So if she does that in real life, I can only imagine what she's teaching her son. I can only imagine what she's like behind closed doors, and we obviously know how she is by her writing. I know there's an issue where you have to separate the author from the work, but if it's like a repetitive theme over and over in your book, and like people tell you how problematic it is, and you don't do anything to change it, then that's an issue. And then one more thing I want to mention about Colleen Hoover, that I remember this vividly on the first day of my fiction workshop class at school, and this one girl said that she loved Colleen Hoover books. She just thinks she writes so great, and that she just loved the romance in it. And then a couple other girls in my class also stated that they loved Colleen Hoover's books. Oh man, it took every ounce of me to not just be like, just to say something. Like my one friend was sitting across from me, like it was like the classroom was in the shape of a U with like a table in the middle. I was sitting on the outer U and she was sitting on the other outer U, and we looked at each other when Colleen Hoover was mentioned, and she rolled her eyes. She knew. She's the real one. But it just makes me so like worried, because it's like, if these other writers in my class who want to be like authors and like, who are author writers, like going about saying, oh my god, Colleen, like a great writer, like she does romance so good. It makes me so scared to know what's in their romantic books and how their romantic relationships are in real life. Like it just makes me so like it just rubs me the wrong way. Like it's almost like saying like that Twilight is your favorite book while you're studying to be like a writer, like creative writing. Not even start on Twilight. Not even start. Oh man. Oh man. You would think after like, this is like a 200 level creative writing course, and you would think by then people would understand good writing versus bad writing. I truly worry. But anyways, that's it for this little rant video, I guess. I mean, I didn't know what else to post this week, and I felt like talking about it today, so yeah, that's why we're getting Colleen Hoover this week. Woohoo! First and last time I'm going to talk about her on my channel, hopefully, if she doesn't do anything else that's like too crazy. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below if you agree with my opinion, or if you don't agree with my opinion. I would love to have a discussion. And let me remind you, you respect my opinion, I respect yours. So let's be nice. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Until next time, I will see you guys actually on Saturday when the vlog goes up. Bye.